This is not an identity. It is a descriptor.
We'll just be women, and you can be non-trans women.
I'm a woman, I'm not a cis woman, and please don't call me one, because that will get you disrespected.
Remember when Elon Musk bought Twitter because, you know, freedom? Elon is now pretending that cisgender is a slur and banning it on the platform.
I love it. I think it's great news. It's not Elon making up that cis is being used as a slur. So what a lot of people don't understand, and I'll probably say this multiple times in this video, is the word cis by itself is not a slur, but it's being used as a slur. You never hear trans activists say, I love cis people. Cis people are everything. Cis people are so amazing. It's only being used in a negative way. Look at this. Cis tears.
Literally, like, every day you talk about how we shouldn't restrict people's freedoms, and bam, there you go. The definition of cisgender is the opposite of transgender.
I think the reason why he's banning the word cis is because he wants to stop this madness in our culture. He wants to stop the spread of radical gender ideology. And maybe that is censorship. I don't really care. I think that Elon would much rather look like a hypocrite than to not use his power for something good. You guys, I love it so much. I think it's the greatest idea to actually consider cis as a slur, because I think it's a great way to stop this from being normalized, dividing people into cis and trans.
It is a scientifically utilized term
that you started to use 2 seconds ago. But yeah, very scientific, I get it.
It is the proper term, and it is not, and I don't think I could make this any clearer, a slur.
Every single person on this planet is either a man or a woman. Just because a very, very small percentage of people don't feel comfortable with that fact, doesn't mean that we need a label to describe everyone else. It is stupid. Have you noticed I've been in New York for almost a week now? Stupid.
2 months ago, you took away the policy that prohibited users from misgendering and deadnaming trans people, an actual harmful thing.
No, it's not. Oh, no, it's not. The terms deadnaming and misgendering are ideological terms. The terms are only being used in communities that are not really in touch with reality. So again, I really respect Elon for not normalizing these terms. It's only a good thing. I don't really think that misgendering is a thing, because I don't really know what that means. I'm a biological woman. If someone calls me he, would that be misgendering because that's not my true pronoun? Or would it be misgendering if someone called me she because I look and sound like a guy? If you didn't know me, you wouldn't know that I'm trans. Which one is it? And of course, the term dead name is a weird term because no one is dead. And you can't argue that the old version of me is dead. I'm still me. I'm still the same person I was 10 years ago. So stop it. It's disrespectful to your parents who gave you that dead name.
Saying it's definitely allowed, whether or not you agree with using someone's preferred pronouns, not doing so is at most rude and certainly breaks no laws. But then you use a widely accepted term, cisgender, against another person more than once, and suddenly this is bullying and harassment.
It's not a widely accepted term. What are you talking about? Honey, you need to get out of your bubble. I'm so sassy in this video because I cannot with these people anymore. I'm so tired of them. Have any of these people actually talked to real people who are not inside of their own community? Like, ever?
Hey, Elon, if you could just show your work to the rest of the class, we're a little bit confused here. How exactly did we get from intentionally misgendering people, using the wrong pronouns, and dead-naming trans people is totally fine, free speech, and definitely not bullying, to repeated, targeted harassment against any account will cause the harassing accounts to receive, at minimum, temporary suspensions? The words cis or cisgender are considered slurs on this platform.
Because the first thing that you mentioned is not a problem. It's not a real problem. You're not really harassing people because you misgender them or dead-naming them. It's not a real thing. But we do see a rise in aggressive trans activists really hating on cis people, meaning the majority of all people, and Elon wants to stop that. Elon is putting his foot down saying, I'm not gonna accept this.
This person said, don't call me cis, and I said, oh, well, okay, so we'll just be women, and you can be non-trans women. People and non-trans people getting along.
That's definitely a good way to gain more acceptance in society. To shit on all women.
You can stop with the mask of "don't call me sis." I gave you an alternative that is equal to what you're trying to do to us, and you hated it. As you should, as we do when you do it to us.
Dude, you're not the one in charge. And you're definitely not in charge of how women should think. This dude actually passes really well, but I will not respect him as a trans woman because he's not even able to respect women. In the past, I've said, well, if you get surgeries, you're definitely trans because it's very serious to get surgeries and be on hormones. Not that long ago, I was like, well, if you pass really well as the opposite sex, you're definitely a transsexual. But now I'm like, if you're acting extremely disrespectful to non-trans people, are you even trans? Bad apples in every community do exist, I get it, but if you're a guy and you want to transition into a woman but you don't respect women, are you really a woman? How can you claim to be a woman if you don't respect women? I actually question your transness by how you behave and how you treat the sex that you want to look like. Again, you're claiming to be a woman as a man, but you want to control women's way of thinking and speech? How does that work? I get it if you don't think it's an actual sign that he's not trans, but I gotta say, dealing with gender dysphoria, you don't really have the mental capacity to be dominant in that way and to control the sex that you want to look like and transition to. I can imagine if you're a real trans woman, you don't really want to be seen as dominant and aggressive and controlling. I would imagine that would make you dysphoric. It makes sense, right? A trans woman is not a different type of woman. If you're saying Marcus is a trans man, Brandon is a cis man, you're implying that we're both men, but we're not. I'm not a man. I'm a biological woman living my life as a man. That's not the same as being born as a man. It will never be the same. I will never know what it's like to grow up as a man or what it's like to be born with male body parts. I will never know that, and that's okay. I don't feel like validating myself as a man when I know deep down it's not the truth. The only thing I needed to do to feel better about my situation was to acknowledge reality, acknowledging the difference between trans people and people who are not trans.
Cis is not an identity. It is a descriptor.
Girl, I'm so tired of you and anybody else who try to call women who are born women. Not we were assigned to be women. We were born women. We are not cis women. We're just women. If transgender women want to be called transgender women, that's fine. But as us for women, we are not cis. We're not going to add another descriptor in front of the description we already have. Our description is women. All this, it ain't this, and we got to do this to help them out and make them feel comfortable. How about them trying to make us feel comfortable? How about they're trying to push us as women out to us to follow their gender because they are trans women? I'm a woman. I'm not a cis woman. And please don't call me one because that will get you disrespected.
Bravo, Aleki. I love to see the rise in women standing up against this madness because, of course, it directly and negatively affects them. To sum it up, I love Elon Musk and I love what he's doing on Twitter, so keep up the great work, Elon. Thank you for watching this video. If you want to see more content like this, remember to hit subscribe and the notification bell. If you want, you can support me with a small donation under Super Thanks. It means the world to me, so thank you, and thank you for supporting me. Click the link down below if you want to become a member of this channel. Remember to follow me on Twitter and on Rumble under the same name, and I'll see you all in my next video. Peace out.